Well, Tim, the reality of living in debt in retirement is a thing.
Yes, it is, hey, Norm.
And it's a growing thing in the US amongst retirees 75 years and older. But before we get to that, we watched a wonderful movie last night called The Bank of Dave. It's on Netflix and it's a British movie and it's based on a true story. But it was incredibly well done.
Yeah, we really enjoyed watching it, didn't we?
We did. And one of the people to appear in the movie, quite significant role, was Def Leppard. And so, out of tribute, I put my Def Leppard t-shirt on.
And you look great in it, Norm.
Thank you, Tina. So, we love listening to the Dave Ramsey phone calls that he gets. It really is the harsh reality of financial life.
This is something, hey, Norm, that's always fascinated us because a few years ago we used to read Money Sense magazines, and we always used to like reading about other people's stories and kind of compare them to us, didn't we?
Yeah, they would always print a true-to-life story, an interview with a couple, and they would just change their names, but it would be very entertaining, and we could learn a lot from that. So, a 71-year-old couple, and she called in to the Dave Ramsey Show, and she's a full-time cleaner earning $2,000 a year.
And her husband, he has a few medical issues, so he wasn't really able to keep sort of regular job. He worked just occasionally when he was fit enough to be called in.
So their problem was they own a house. Now they're in the southern US, so the prices are a little less expensive. So they own a house at $235,000 with a $17,000 mortgage on it. They also have a car with a car loan of $11,000. And then they have two other cars, a sports car and a pickup truck, both of which don't have any loans, but the sports car is worth $10,000 and the pickup truck really has no value to it.
And she also mentioned that they have an income of around $2,000 between them on Social Security. So they have that $2,000 plus the $2,000 from her job.
The trouble with her job is, though, being a cleaner is physically demanding, and at 71 years of age, how long can she continue doing that? It's very hard work. So when you're thinking about a $17,000 mortgage, $11,000 car loan, she probably doesn't have enough years left of being able to do this physical level of work.
No, that's really very interesting. And I think one thing that he also asked her to was possibly what did they spend their income on? And it was quite surprising to actually hear that she said that they ate out often, which really surprised us, didn't it?
But when you think about it, she's in a physically demanding job, working full time. She probably has no energy left to cook when she comes home. So the easiest thing is to go out and eat. But once again, that's not helping their debt situation. So do we have a solution for them, Teen? What did Dave Ramsey say to this wonderful woman?
So his solution was they could either sell one vehicle,
The sports car at $10,000.
which would then pay off the other car loan, which was $11,000. So that would take care of that. And then they could focus on paying off the mortgage, which, remember, they had still $17,000 left on the mortgage.
So they would be putting full effort, living frugally, and putting all that money into the mortgage to get rid of it as quickly as possible. He thought about a year and a half might do it. There was another solution offered as well, which is quite an interesting one. So solution number 2 would be sell the house and pay off the mortgage. And then that way they would be able to come out of their house with about $125,000. Buy a condo at $100,000. So they should sell the home, buy a condo at $100,000, and they'll be left with $125,000. And then that way she isn't under any pressure to continue working. They both could retire if they wanted to, and they would have a buffer of $100,000 to $125,000 for the rest of their life and live on Social Security.
So we thought this was really interesting, didn't we? We kind of were chatting about it between ourselves and thinking, what would we do? And we wondered possibly, what would you do if you were in this situation? And when we first heard it, you kind of thought, oh, this is a good idea, like just paying the debt off and getting focused. But then in reality, when he said he was really gunning towards the best solution being to pay off and move, I think.
Yeah, because if they stayed in the house and they put all their energy into paying the mortgage off, they would still have maintenance issues in the house, repairs, unexpected maintenance that crops up. So they probably wouldn't pay the mortgage off within the 18 months that he thought they could do. We have sold a house and we're renting, and so we've been through that process. And Dave Ramsey did say to this woman that she would feel a lot more relaxed in a condominium and not have any maintenance outside of the property. What we have discovered is that Americans 75 years and older, 25% of them have a mortgage in retirement, and that mortgage is between, on average, $14,000 to $102,000. But the number of Americans 75 years and older, it's growing, the amount of people who have mortgages. It's not going down. It's been steadily growing every year. And we think if you're looking for a happy retirement, you don't want to have a mortgage or debt in retirement.
No, I think that's very true, Norm. I think one thing that he was saying to her was that it was so obvious that she was very stressed out.
Very.
That was the main reason that she was calling, was that she was stressed, she was worried, she didn't know what to do, she was all these different things. And that's not good either when you retire, is it?
No, and the harsh reality is, I'm knocking on the door of 70 myself, but once you get into your 70s, you've limited time that you can work things off. If your investments tank, you don't have 20 years for them to come back. If you're in debt, like this woman is, of nearly $30,000, you don't have enough time to earn the income that you can afford to repay that, as well as still living. So our advice to you, especially if you're in your 50s and you're thinking what retirement might be like for you, work hard on getting rid of debt. Pay your mortgage off. Pay your car loans off. Stop taking car loans out for $30,000 to $50,000. We bought a car at $17,000 5 years ago, and we haven't had a repair bill on it at all.
No, and we actually paid cash for it, didn't we?
We did. Yeah. No loans here.
So we didn't take a loan out, we paid cash, and it gives you that great sense. It's a good feeling. And I must admit, I'm a few years younger than this lady, and I can't comprehend what it would be like to do a physically demanding job like that.
No.
It must be very, very difficult, and I'm sure.
So I think we'll leave you just by saying that we entered retirement debt-free.
Yeah.
And that was almost stress-free for us as well. We don't have the stress of juggling all these payments and debt. So that's our recommendation. Get into retirement debt-free
Yeah.
and have a happy retirement. So we hope everybody's keeping well.
And staying safe.
And until the next time,
Bye-bye.
bye-bye.